Hey everyone, welcome back to another beautiful day here in the garden. My name is Melissa and I garden here in Oklahoma Zone 7B. Today I thought it would be fun to plant some more seeds in the GreenStalk. I have these cannellini bush beans and these sunspot dwarf sunflowers, which I thought would be super fun to plant in the GreenStalk. And we got our first toothache plant. I kind of want to try one of those. Apparently they have like mouth numbing qualities. That's why they're called toothache plants, because people use them. I don't know what bug that is, but it's big. People would use them for their toothaches to like help the pain. So I think we're gonna try one of those tonight. Okay, so I think in this pocket, I'm gonna plant these cannellini bush beans because I think it would be fun that they kind of mirror the beans above them. These are just your typical white kidney beans. So as usual, I'm gonna just plant two, and I normally plant beans fairly deep, maybe about 3/4 of an inch. Oh, that soil is still wet. I'm actually really surprised. And then I'm gonna throw two over on this side as well. I will plant two and then I'll just thin them down once they germinate. And I'm gonna plant this sunspot dwarf sunflower in this one. I think I'll plant two on the corresponding pocket. Oops. Okay, so this is super exciting because now the two bottom tiers are completely planted. I didn't point these out in my last video, but I think these are my tomato seedlings. So they are here on this pocket and on that pocket. And I'm pretty sure I planted them in this pocket and then this corresponding pocket. I think I've said already how much I'm really enjoying this. I wish I had gotten one sooner, honestly. It is, why is this not? Okay, that is mostly filled up. I'm just gonna add a little water to where we planted seeds. Looking good, looking good. Also, someone please tell me why I thought these black-eyed peas were bush variety, because they're very clearly pole beans. I have nowhere to put them. I've been trying to kind of put them up this pole, but it's like the one pole I have, these are just kind of all over the place. This one is trying to get into my tomatoes. I guess we can try and put him outside. I don't know. You know, gardening just keeps you on your toes, even when you think you know what you're doing. I'm planning on drying these on the vine and having them for a New Year's meal. I see a cucumber ready to harvest, so I'm going to go ahead and pick that while I'm out here, because I know if I wait, this guy is going to grow real fast and get real gross pretty easily. That's the only one. There are a couple that look like they were pollinated, but don't look like they're ready. And I mentioned this in my garden tour, but my spaghetti squash plant has come subject to squash vine borers, which I am almost ready to stop planting varieties that can succumb to squash vine borers. It's really depressing to get a plant this long, you know, 10 feet long, and it succumbed to squash vine borers. So I think if I put this out into the universe, maybe next year I will remind myself to get a variety that is resistant to squash vine borers. Unfortunately, I think while I'm out here, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this plant. It sucks to do so, but there's no way. I only see one female flower on here. The way the plant looks, it's definitely not gonna make it. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull that out, and then that way here soon, I can replace it with a second crop of cucumbers. It has also succumbed to squash bugs, so that's terrifying. I only see one, so hopefully it's not like a family of them. I should probably be wearing gloves. Here is a not good guy. Squash bugs bad. Quick weed over here while I'm out here. Spaghetti squash plant is now gone, and probably in the next week or so I will plant something here to replace this. Probably another cucumber plant, since this one's not awful. It's still producing pretty well, but I know it's going to be on its way out soon. So I've gotten a good handful of cucumbers off this plant, and for it being late July, I'm honestly not surprised that they're bitter. They taste really, really good. In my experience growing here in Oklahoma, our cucumbers get really bitter like beginning of June. So I'm not sure why this plant is doing very well. I think it's the Ashley variety from In My Gardener. Once you clean off the spiky bits, it's actually really smooth. I think I'm gonna replace that spot with the same one, and hopefully we're not gonna cool off, but I think we're gonna kind of get cooler here eventually, so I think it'll be a good time for some cucumbers. Okay, and here is our toothache / buzz buds plant, and I see one here that I think I'm gonna try. I'll show it to you up close. And I think this one is the bullseye variety from Baker Creek. And I'm honestly surprised we had this good germination. This seed packet is like 3 or 4 years old. So that just goes to show you, plant the seeds, you never know what you'll get. You could get a beautiful crop. Let's go ahead and nibble on this and see if it numbs my mouth. That is like instant numbing. My tongue is like on fire but numb. And I'm like salivating a lot. I can see why they would use these for toothaches. Thanks again for hanging out with me tonight. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.